When you come across algae in a lake or in the ocean, have you ever picked it up and taken a bite? Probably not. But did you know that algae actually has a ton of health benefits? Today we are going to talk about two algae in particular, Chlorella and Spirulina. Then we will talk about why you might want to start incorporating Chlorella and Spirulina into your diet. Now, Chlorella is a single-celled algae and it can grow in fresh water or salt water. The name Chlorella is actually Greek for small and green and comes in many different species, but the one we will focus on because it's used the most is Chlorella vulgaris. Chlorella has a really hard cell wall that protects the inside of the cell in order to keep it alive and prevents the nutrients from getting out. So, in order to get the nutrients out of Chlorella, you have to make sure you're getting a form of Chlorella that has the cell wall broken down or cracked open. Chlorella is taken as a supplement in tablet, capsule, or powder form. You will also find it in a lot of greens powders that you can add to a smoothie or mix with one of the many nut milks or even plain water. Chlorella is often considered a superfood because it is so nutrient dense. Even if you are taking just a little bit of Chlorella daily, it is one of the highest sources of a nutrient called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is responsible for the green color of many plants and algae. Seen through a microscope, chlorophyll is concentrated within organisms in structures called chloroplasts, shown here grouped inside plant cells. Chlorophyll does a whole bunch of things for our body, but it's really good at supporting the liver and helping our liver detox our body from things like heavy metals. Chlorophyll, which is the main ingredient in Chlorella, binds those toxic heavy metals and helps us get rid of them. Even if you don't work in a factory or around heavy metals, you probably are still exposed to them through pollution and even the everyday foods you eat. Heavy metals are everywhere. You could drink water contaminated with heavy metal. Some fish, shellfish, rice, and even vegetables can contain heavy metals depending on where it was grown, raised, and processed. Protein powders are often found to contain heavy metals due to how they are processed. Food packaging could leach heavy metals into food, especially if the food is acidic or if it's stored for a long time. When we're taking that Chlorella, we can actually get rid of these heavy metals. About 60% of Chlorella is actually protein, so it's also a great source of protein. Now, protein is made of amino acids. Your body needs 20 amino acids. We eat essential and non-essential amino acids. Our bodies can actually make the non-essential amino acids on its own, but we have to eat or drink the essential amino acids to make sure our bodies get these nutrients. Our bodies cannot make the essential amino acids. All of the essential amino acids are found in Chlorella, so Chlorella can be a really important source of essential amino acids for somebody eating vegetarian because a lot of plant sources don't have all of those amino acids. Chlorella is generally called a superfood because it's so high in antioxidants, and those antioxidants are protective of our body and support our immune system. Another unique property of Chlorella is something called Chlorella growth factor, or CGF. It's often considered a phytonutrient because it's an extract of a bunch of nutrients that are found in the nucleus of the cell. It's also a rich source of so many different vitamins, minerals, and all kinds of other plant nutrients. For example, Chlorella is a great source of iron, and depending on the supplement and dose of Chlorella you are taking, it can actually provide up to 40% of the daily iron you need. Iron is a nutrient a lot of people miss out on, especially if you aren't eating a diet heavy in meat products. In addition to iron, it also has vitamin C, a vitamin we really need in order to be able to actually absorb the iron. Then we have carotenoids. Chlorella contains a couple of the really important ones like lutein and zeaxanthin, which are super important for our eye health. Chlorella can also be very helpful for digestion, but a lot of people when they start taking it actually get worse digestion and question whether Chlorella is worth taking. At first, you may have bloating and indigestion. Your body is adjusting to it, so it's okay. Make sure you do start with a smaller amount and then work your way up, and that should really help ease those symptoms that you get in your digestive tract. So overall, Chlorella is a great supplement to consider adding to your diet. It has a huge array of really essential nutrients, and that's important for a lot of us where it's really hard to get enough fruit and vegetables in our diet. Now let's move on to Spirulina. Let's talk about what Spirulina is and why you might want to take it as well. Spirulina is a single-celled microscopic organism that grows in water, and it can make its own energy using the sun and a process called photosynthesis. It's often called a blue-green algae, but ironically it's not actually an algae at all, it's a type of cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria is a relative of bacteria. Spirulina is another superfood, and there's lots of reasons to start taking a spirulina supplement. It comes in a powder often mixed together with other things, which is presented as a greens powder, or you can take it in a tablet or a capsule. Spirulina on its own actually tastes kind of like grass and seaweed, so a lot of people prefer taking it in a capsule rather than a powder because the taste when it's mixed with other things usually isn't as bad as the powder when taken plain. Spirulina is high in protein, complex carbohydrates, healthy lipids, and has lots of minerals including iron, just like Chlorella. Spirulina is also rich in really important vitamins like vitamin K, which help with our blood clotting. Spirulina is also reported to be high in vitamin B12, which is a vitamin that really helps with energy. Unfortunately, the truth is the vitamin B12 in spirulina isn't actually the form that we can use, so it's often called pseudo-vitamin B12. So be careful of any claims of using spirulina as a B12 source, because it won't help. Now, we usually get vitamin A in food as a nutrient called beta-carotene, and our body converts the beta-carotene to vitamin A. Beta-carotene is highest in colorful vegetables like carrots, bell peppers, etc. Beta-carotene is actually from a family of 10 different carotenoids, and we need all of them. Spirulina contains several different carotenoids. They work together in different parts of our body, and it is a really important antioxidant. One of the coolest things about beta-carotene is that it acts as an internal sunscreen. If you eat a lot of foods rich in beta-carotene, it will pigment your skin enough to protect it from the sun. Of course, you still need sunscreen, but it's an added layer of protection. Spirulina also has fiber, and the phytonutrients present in spirulina support our gut microbiome, which is the healthy bacteria that we are supposed to have in our digestive system. The polysaccharides phycocyanin and the chlorophyll in it really help find toxins and heavy metals present in our bodies and work to eliminate them. But as with any supplement, you want to make sure you source it from a really good place and get it organic, because you don't want it to have already picked up toxins in the environment before you take the supplement. Also, the phycocyanin, which gives spirulina that beautiful blue-green color, is very anti-inflammatory. There are some great studies out there showing that spirulina can help with allergies, so might be helpful for people with seasonal allergies. But be aware that the amount you need to take for allergies is about 2 grams, so if you are using spirulina for allergies, you may need to take more than the recommended dose on the bottle. Spirulina can be a great whole food source with so many nutrients, and it can be great to add into things like smoothies or with oat milk instead of just taking it as a capsule or tablet. I hope you found this information about spirulina and chlorella helpful. Please hit the like button below, and I would love it if you left some comments or questions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.